on crack, thanks ancestors. The whip came black on black, that's the Tesla. The deal don't fit my price, I reject it. Black tux to complement complexion.
Do you like Ferraris?
Yeah, that's how they came about.
That's how you came up with it? Which one? Which one do you like?
You know the La Ferrari? I like the La Ferrari. I like the Spider. So I like a couple, but the La Ferrari is definitely like, that's my go-to. But in order to get a La Ferrari, you have to own a certain amount in order for you to even get to.
Wait, you got a what?
You have to own a certain amount of Ferrari. Like you
Really?
can't just go buy one.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's a club. It's like literally the Ferrari club, and you have to own a certain amount. Also, you can't return a Ferrari. Like once you have it, it's yours. So you like they don't. That's not a thing. So that's why a lot of people when they buy these expensive ass cars, whether it's a Lamborghini, I don't know how the other cars are, but like they're stuck with that car. I think Bugatti does it as well too.
Yeah.
Is that your like dream car?
See, I don't say dream car, cause I feel like dreams is like
Kind of like stop. Like,
yeah. But it's definitely something that I feel like is one of the. I feel like once I get that car, I'll be like, okay, I'm in a good position right now.
Yeah. So where does your music journey start?
Oh shit!
Like what year did you start? Did you start? Because most artists that we have, they'll be like, oh, I started. They usually start like in high school. 2017.
It's always 2017. You probably started in 2017, huh? Really? Wow.
I started. You saying okay? When you say music journey, when you say like for real, or you saying like when I started? Like when do you mean it? Because I feel like that's kind of.
Yeah, it can be.
Let's say seriously, like when you took it seriously.
I think I took music serious. I think I took it serious like in middle school, like probably like my 8th grade year when I was when I tried to do the X Factor.
So what year did you graduate then?
I graduated high school in 2015.
2015.
So I graduated high school in 2015, and then like in middle school around like 8th grade, I think X Factor came here. I think that was like probably like 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. But X Factor had came here, and I saw this guy, this kid that was around my age named Astro, and he was rapping like on, national television. I'm like, bro, I can do that. I'm better than this nigga. I can do that. And he was my color too. So I'm like, so they letting black people on TV too. So I'm like, I can do that. So then literally, I heard they was coming to Kansas City. I convinced my mom to let me go. That was a hassle in itself because, she had to work and stuff like that. But I ended up doing that. Ended up getting like all the way to the last round. I think they had like 5 rounds. I got to like the last round. Unfortunately, it didn't go my way. But then I took a break, and then I say I didn't really start rapping again probably like until probably my sophomore year of college.
Sophomore year of college?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. He started pretty early.
Do you have any? Is it on like YouTube or like footage of that?
Man, if anybody can ever find it, let me know. I know they like they was definitely like recording a lot of stuff. I know that I did like a couple of interviews.
Yep.
I've never seen them, but that would be dope if I could see it though for sure. I got like, little pictures and stuff of being like in the line, my mom being pissed off because dude, you're waiting in the line for hours. That's an all day event.
Yeah,
there's like there's hundreds of people. You know what I'm saying? Just for you to end up probably just being told no right then and there. So. It was cool though.
So sophomore year, did you drop any projects?
Nah, I didn't drop anything. It was just writing.
So when did you drop? Like when did you start dropping?
Damn. I would probably say like, well, okay. So my sophomore year of college, I dropped a freestyle called the Magnolia Freestyle, which is that, hey yo Pierre, you coming out here? Yeah. So I dropped the freestyle to that beat. And then I saw like some people, I dropped it on SoundCloud, and I was like seeing it was getting some traction. And then I started like, okay, I dropped a little bit after that, but I don't feel like I dropped my very first project until maybe like a year and a half later, which was at the moment when I was going by Warner Alexander.
You remember what year that was?
I want to say probably, let's look it up actually, because now I'm actually curious. I think it was, I want to say it was 2018. I do want to say, I want to say it was 2018.
Oh, it's going to be 2017.
If it's 2017, I'm going to be like, bro, that's crazy. What the hell was happening in 2017?
Something must have happened like with Drake. I think that was like, remember I talk about this all the time? Because every time we have someone come on, I'm like, when did you start? And they're like, yeah, 2017.
It's just a year.
Nah, I didn't drop that project until 2020.
Okay.
2020.
Yeah, I didn't drop that project until 2020. Yeah, so that was my very first project.
That's crazy though. 2020, because I mean, well, at least for us, because like when we go to your page and stuff, you look like you've been doing music and events and stuff, performing for like a while.
See, the thing is, what's crazy is I do a lot of events and I do a lot of shows of with unreleased music. So that's the thing. So like I do shows and people like tell me like where can I find the song, but I never put the song out. I think for me it was more so like building self-confidence and also trying to figure out like who I was as an artist, because I had so many different influences that I'm like, bro, I don't know how I would go about this. If I look back at it though, I wish I just would have just put it out there so people could see like the growth, because now I'm just sitting on like a bunch of songs and I'm like, bro, I'm way better than that shit now. But yeah, that was like my biggest thing. It's like I do a lot of shows. I have no problem with performing in front of crowds, but when it comes to just putting it out there, I think the thing is when you do a show, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I saw the performance. Unless you took a video of it, it's over. You won't see it again. When the song is out there, that's something that stays out there forever. That's a body of work. So I feel like I have to be really, really confident to just let that go and do its thing. So I think I just figured that shit out. That's crazy. I just had an epiphany. That's wild. Yeah. Self-realization.
And your latest show was a showcase? Am I correct?
Well, my latest show, so I did a show for UMKC.
Okay.
I did a show with them, but my headlining show was the draft day. That was a draft day. So that was pretty crazy. Yeah.
We saw some of those reels on Instagram.
Yeah.
Every time I see a reel, I always see like girls right in front row.
Yeah.
You be tapping in with them after the concert or show? You said, "Don't expose me right now."
No, I don't. I take pictures.
Yeah.
I take pictures. I mean, but man, I take pictures with everybody. I just kind of like.
Now, what's that feeling though for you?
What you mean?
Like you got a bunch of girls in the front row, leave the concert, they want to take a picture with you.
It's
part of the game.
It's dope. I ain't gonna lie, it's dope. It's fire. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got people that know your lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like
without dropping it.
That's dope. Part. That's crazy. Like but the thing is, I think it comes back to like I just had a conversation with somebody as far as like, you know, I think it was my uncle when he was talking about like, you could rap. Why don't you just rap? And I was like, what I had to learn was, and I'm getting back to your question, what I had to learn was there's a difference between just people who can rap and people who can make songs. Yep. And I feel like, you know, that goes back to people who like are at these shows. I feel like it goes back to like the ability to make catchy hooks to where they can hear the hook one time and then they can like kind of expect it when it comes back around. But to answer your question, it's dope as hell, man. I feel like every guy wants to have, you know, good looking females saying their lyrics and shit like that. Cause to be honest, you know, without the females, the dudes wouldn't show up. So that's how I feel like. I feel like girls sell tickets. Like I don't really do shit. It's like if you know girls is gonna be there, the dudes is gonna be there automatically.
For real. Yep. I was telling Taylor earlier that I was listening to some of your music and some of it reminds me of like Tory Lanez.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my guy. That's definitely one of my influences right there. Tory Lanez he's one of the ones for me.
What do you like about his music?
Man, so do you guys listen to The Weeknd?
I listen to some of them.
Like, okay, so the early Weeknd I felt like was like it's fucked up to say, but like toxic masculinity. I feel like artists like Tory Lanez and The Weeknd, they have the courage to say things that every guy is thinking, but just won't say it. And that's kind of like what I like. Also, like he's a dope ass artist, you know what I'm saying, from the visual perspective. I don't know if you guys ever seen like his live show that he did on YouTube.
Those
like,
are hard.
Yeah,
the ones I show you.
Yeah, it's crazy where he's like in the bedroom, bro. That's something that I really really want to do. That's like that. I try to actually do it, but just have it in a classroom setting. But like we just couldn't get it right. But that's definitely something I'm working on right now. Yeah. But like he's just. His sound is dope. I watched him like from like when he first started rapping to his freestyles. Like, yeah, I definitely try to like do a lot of studying.
So who other than Tory Lanez are like your top artists that you listen to?
So you got Tory Lanez, you got Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Jay-Z, Wale, Eminem. Bro, I could go on like for days, but like I'll say starting out it was like Nelly. Snoop Dogg, Bow Wow, so those are
a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
So when they ask you like, for the audience looking and paying attention, what type of category of music would you consider yourself? Do you feel like you're a little bit of R&B, a little bit of rap, or?
I feel like I'm definitely a rap artist. I feel like every now and then I try to dibble into like, you know, the melodic stuff, but I feel like the core of what I'm hearing people really like from me is when I actually rap. Don't get me wrong, people like the singing part of it too, but I feel like a hip hop artist, definitely like a hip hop rap artist for sure.
And do you feel like you'll expand to any type of different genre like over time, or you feel like you're gonna stay in those similar music spots?
Nah, I feel like I'm a definitely experiment. I'm over here experimenting with country right now.
Country?
Yeah, like I literally have been like doing some country stuff. You know, would I ever put it out? I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know about that. But like I'm always definitely experimenting. The thing is, like for the longest of time, I feel like every artist has this thing where they're trying to find their voice, you know? And I feel like I'm just now like barely scratching the surface of my voice. And, you know, I didn't like my voice at the time because it was like very raspy, people would tell me. But like now I'm like starting to like figure out, oh, this is something different. This is like a voice that you typically hear, you know, on your stereo or you know, on any of the songs you guys listen to. But we'll see.
Did you take any like singing classes or anything, or you're just good at it?
You think I'm good at it?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
That's dope. I'm fucking with that. Nah, I didn't take no singing classes.
No?
I wish I did though. I think I'm going to, man. I'm telling Lee Sampson, bro, he better watch the fuck out, bro. Because if I start taking singing lessons, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Because he took singing classes, right?
That's what he told us.
He did.
Yeah, right?
He took. Oh, for real? He did take singing lessons.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, that nigga cheating. That nigga cheating. Nah, I just be doing it off bare emotion. It's a song that me and my boy Daryl dropped on the product that we had called At the Moment, and I think it's called like Lonely or something like that. But I was singing my ass off, bro. Like I was like going in. I felt like I was like a young MJ. So yeah, nah, I'm probably gonna take singing lessons one of these days.
Yeah. Do you play any instruments?
No, bro. I literally just rap.
Just rap.
That's all I do is like. But see, the thing is, like I rap, like I write, like I'm very, very good at writing. Like I spend hours just writing. You know, whether it's writing, and it ain't even got to be about like rapping. It can just be writing stories. You know, trying to figure out different plot twists. Like I just love to write. So that was like my thing that I really honed in. And
you recently just dropped the 500? Is it 500 Degrees?
Mm-hmm.
What inspired that?
Man,
because that was like a rap. Right?
Yeah, that was a rap. I wrote that 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah, that was something that I wrote 2 years ago, and I was just kind of like, you know, just in the studio, and me and Daryl, we just weren't finding, you know, any. Sometimes you just be in the studio and just shit ain't clicking, and I just told him to leave, like just leave the studio, and he left, and then I had the beat sent over to me by Damien, by this guy named Ante who produced it, and he came back in. I played it, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And I think that was just one of those things where I was like, so I do a lot of sidetracking. So when you go back to those influences, one of the people that I missed was Tyler the Creator.
Tyler the Creator.
So one of these exercises that I like to do is I like to listen to an artist, and then I try to predict how they would sound or what they would sound like on a song. So when I heard that beat, it made me think of like NBA Youngboy, but I was like, nah, I wonder what Tyler the Creator would sound like if he rapped on this. So then I literally just started writing from like that perspective with my like twist on it. So sometimes that's kind of like what I do.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
So what do you like about Tyler the Creator? I'm just interested because you're naming different artists that like other artists don't name. So
I fuck with Earthquake.
Earthquake,
yeah. For me, Tyler the Creator, man, I love his story. First of all, I love his story. I love how unique he is. I love like he actually embodies like art, you know. And for me, like the newest project, I like the newest project, but the project before that, well, I think it's Dogtooth is on there. like just the visuals of it, man. I feel like he really, really takes his time, and you can tell that he really loves the music, and he can actually rap. Like people just think like because of all the like antics and shit that he does. No, this motherfucker can really, really rap, and
He's funny too.
he's funny as hell, man. And that's what I like, man. I like a lot of different things about him, but like for sure, it's the visuals that he does. You know, the way he I wouldn't say like enunciate certain words, his vocal inflections whenever he does certain things. Like I try to pay like really, really attention to like some of the details that actually make me like a song from a lyrical perspective. And he's one of those guys.
So you pretty much study like these artists too.
I do it without trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's like one of those things where I can't like listen to a song and not hear certain things, you know, that I could tell that they did to make that certain people wouldn't even like notice. Like I do it in shows too. Like I was at the Travis Scott concert and when he did it in Texas, and there was like it was a great show, but there were a lot of things that was fucked up in that show. That I'm like, I'm pretty sure people can't tell this is actually going on in this show. But I think it's because I really take it serious from like an art perspective. I'm trying to learn how to take it serious from like the business perspective too, but like from the art of the shit, like I just naturally pick up on like details of it.
Yeah. And even now, like I feel like it's hard because you have to balance a bunch of stuff. You gotta balance the creativity, the song, and then apart from that, you also gotta balance like performing. You gotta learn a lot of stuff in this music industry.
For sure.
How you were saying about Travis, but what's something that you feel like when you perform, you do very good at?
I think I do very good at bringing the emotion. Like I feel like I do very good at like capturing the emotion in the performance. Like I feel like when I perform, I take you back to when I actually wrote the song. Like I feel like you were actually there when I wrote it.
And is it how like you're singing it, or how you're engaging with the crowd, or how do you do
To be
that?
honest, I don't even notice the crowd. When I'm performing, I don't notice the people. I just, you know what I'm saying, like almost black out for a minute to where it's just like I just kind of like I feel like I just say it with so much energy, so much conviction. Like it's just like one of those things where it's just like you have no choice but to feel this shit, because when I say it, I feel it. So that's what I feel like I do. I feel like I just bring that emotion. I bring that like that energy to my shows, and I feel like that's why like people who don't know me, they always end up saying like, if nothing else, that motherfucker can rap. So that's how I approach it. I feel like people just naturally want to see you do well when it comes to shows. Then they want to see you fail. Because I mean, who the fuck wants to go to a show and be like, oh, this is awkward.
Yeah.
So
And we've
that's
been
how I
to
look
some
at
of
it.
those, but from the outside perspective, I can say you engage with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never been there, but just from like the videos that people post or stories and stuff, it feels like even just by how your face look, like you're in the zone. Like
Yeah, for sure.
Have you experienced anything like crazy while performing, or like while you're up there like looking at the crowd?
I don't think I've experienced anything crazy. I've like caught moments of like people's faces in the crowd that have thrown me off. Like I've caught people crying. I've seen I've seen some shit like that. I've seen people cry in the crowd. I've seen females who don't blink. Like I've seen that. I've seen homeless people stop by and like at the last show that I just did, the showcase, like there was a couple homeless people that just stopped by. I was like, drop their bags type shit. It was just like getting it, and I'm like, that's dope. So
that actually be a cool TikTok to record, like with your music in the back.
Yeah,
just them dancing.
That shit crazy,
cool.
Man. It brings me joy. Though. I like that. That's for sure.
Do you do TikTok?
Man, I'm trying to. The whole social media thing is like, I was just thinking about this on the way over here. Like, I really wish I was like born in like when your talent had to speak for itself, because this social media shit is different for me, man. So I'm gonna try it, but nah, it's not my forte.
So what do you do to like be consistent with posting? Because nowadays it's like you're not just a rapper or an artist. You also kind of have to be like a content creator in a way.
See, I agree, but fuck that. I think my content is more so like the music and like the shows. I feel like I do that type of shit. You know who like La Russell is? Mm-hmm. That's kind of like the approach that I'm kind of taking. I think if I'm going to do this social media thing, I think I just kind of like have people there who shoot the content, and then I just splice it up, and then I just post different clips like that.
Yeah.
But like, and I guess I could do the whole thing, but like that whole talking in the camera, like these are the five. Nah, that's not my thing, bro. That shit is weird to me. It works for people though, but
I mean, that's still good though, because I mean, it's something different, and every artist, like I said, in order to stand out, you gotta be different from
for
other
sure,
people.
for sure. We'll see. Taylor, we'll see.
Have you done a song with Lee? Have you dropped anything with him?
He was on yeah, I've done it. It's crazy. I was just talking to this dude like a couple hours ago. He was like, so we have done some music. We have a whole project called As We Left It. And where it's kind of like the collective of us. And we done like hella songs, but we haven't done anything in a while. And he was just saying that we need to like get back in the studio and cook up. So yeah, I think that's about to happen soon.
So how often? I'm just wondering, what does your like day-to-day look like with like music or content? I know you don't do too much content, but I mean, from our perspective, it looks like you do it because of your Instagram. Like it gives you that like artist image as soon as you go into your page.
Yeah, for sure.
But it does give you like that artsy look too.
Yeah, I appreciate that. My day-to-day is I wake up around like 6. Wake up at 6. I go straight to the gym. And then after I get done with the gym, I'll probably get on my laptop, start reviewing my emails, making sure all that's good. I typically try to like separate my day into like the more, I guess you could say, business side of things happens in like the morning and afternoon, and then everything creative happens in the evening.
In the evening.
So that, cause I'm typically like a night owl, so I typically want to do everything that involves like writing or like recording, you know, late at night.
Yeah, because you said aside from music, what other stuff do you do?
So aside from music, I guess I'm taking on modeling now. So I'm doing modeling. I do real estate. That's pretty much like the bulk of it, just real estate, music, and like modeling.
And modeling?
Yeah.
What got you into real estate?
Man, my boy Terry, he became a real estate agent, I want to say like pre-COVID, and he just would always tell me about it. But like for me, it's like you can tell me about it, but at the same time, like I gotta like I like doing like a lot of research. So I just kind of like dove deep into like different platforms that would just talk about real estate. One of the biggest platforms was Bigger Pockets. You can go on YouTube, they just have like a plethora of different videos, and I would just literally sit there and just watch, you know, hour-long podcasts of them just talking about, you know, real estate. And the people I was seeing on there were like, I seen like kids that was like, not kids, but I seen like people that was like 22 years old, you know what I'm saying they made like $50,000, $70,000 a month, you know, doing real estate. And I'm like, okay, so it's money there. So for him, he told me that because he was a real estate agent, he had to wait 2 years in order to be able to buy a property himself, because when you're wanting to apply for a loan, they want to see 2 years of taxes. Yeah. So I guess since you're a real estate agent, you only get paid via commission. It's a little bit different. At the time, I had the money. So I'm like, fuck it. If you see a property that you feel like is something that you would invest in, send it my way. So he sent it my way. I bought it using a I think it's called a 10 something. It's called like a 1003K loan or something like that. It's basically a construction loan. And what they do is they will finance the property and also finance the renovations. Did that, complete fucking headache. I was like, bro, I'm done with this shit. But I ended up getting a Section 8 tenant in there. So the money was always coming. Yeah. So then I was like, oh, this is cool. I ain't really got to do much. But then the landlord shit started kicking in. I'm like, I realized I didn't have the patience to start dealing with like everything that comes with like trying to be a landlord. But then, like I said, I got laid off. And then after that shit happened, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do for cash. And then I started seeing like my bank account still had money coming in it. I'm like, oh shit, like I'm making money from this. I had to figure out another way to do it. And I had to come up with like, I think like 15 to 25%, depending on who your lender was. And I didn't have a job. So I had to figure out like where that money was going to come from. And once I figured that out, shit just started clicking.
Well, you got to balance a lot then, right? Music and... Yeah. Were you doing music at the time too?
Man, so I'm always recording. So that's the thing. I would say like I'm always recording music. But I won't say like you said, the other hats that you have to wear in the business, I really wasn't doing that. Like I really wasn't like doing shows you know, doing the marketing things of it. The only person that really like was actually keeping me like engaged with music from like as far as wearing other hats at that time was Lee. Like Lee was like, you gotta do this shit. And I'm like, bro, like I don't have the time, bro. I don't have the time. But he was like, nah, you gotta do this shit. You gotta do this shit. And I'm like, all right. So he always honestly was like the backbone to be honest, like everybody in our group, you know, as far as like the driving force to like make sure he was holding everybody accountable. So if it wasn't for Lee, we probably would have fell the fuck off as far as from like the other things of doing shows and all this other shit.
All right, so I'm a bozo. The battery died. I had a photo shoot before this, so the battery died. So I caught it before we left, so I'm sorry about that, Rarie. But yeah, pretty much what we were talking about, you know, your uprising and stuff like that. I don't even know what we already talked about and what we didn't. But let's just talk about, so what do you do on your free time? Like when you're not doing music, not gym, not real estate, just what do you do for fun? Like
when I'm not,
that other people like wouldn't normally know about you.
How you say when I'm not doing real estate? When I'm not
just on your free time.
I'll be watching anime. I'll watch anime.
Uh-huh.
I'll be watching anime. I'll play the game.
What game?
Fuck is it? Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, yeah.
Spider-Man 2 just came out. I ain't played it yet. I gotta download that. What you doing? You like anime?
I'm just.
You like anime?
I just didn't even know that there was a game for Spider-Man 2.
What do you?
That's over there. That's fucked up.
You want to be over here?
That's crazy. Nah, I watch. But no, I play Spider-Man. I play Mortal Kombat. I think it's called 1, the new one that just came out. And I'm playing hella games, bro.
She's probably there saying like.
So you got a PS5, right?
Yeah.
She's probably sitting there though, thinking like, this whole time you could be doing content, but you're over here playing video games.
Technically, that is content because Twitch and the stream.
Oh, you stream?
I should, but that could
Bro,
be streaming.
no, that's not content. That doesn't count.
But I'm saying I could turn that into content.
Yeah, you could.
I could.
You could be doing a lot of things.
Well, are you?
Oh man, why?
Oh, by the way, it's gonna be funny for the audience because like I don't know where she's just gonna pop out. Like
Yeah.
from
I was
a cut.
thinking about that.
We didn't even
It's gonna
introduce
cut, and all of
you.
a sudden I'm here.
Yeah, we didn't even
Magic trick.
introduce you.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Taylor Metzger. I am Rarie's manager, and I am the CEO and founder of Monarch Entertainment.
Ooh, for
Gotcha.
anybody
So
watching.
what do you do? So managing, right? Is that what you do? And how long have you been doing that for?
About a year and a half.
Awesome. How did you guys meet?
Strip club.
They're like, wait, really?
Hey.
Sure, explain.
I've always known of Rarie, but I don't think we actually like met until Lee. So there we go with Lee again, bringing
Lee.
everything full circle. Yeah, so I started managing Lee, and I've always heard of him and his music, and I didn't realize how close they were. So Lee introduced me to him, and the rest is history.
I'm just very skeptical of people, bro. I feel like people be like on bullshit all the time, and I don't be like wasting my time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to like, I'm like, bro, I'm not messing with that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of like was just seeing like the way things were moving, and I'm like, all right, cool. We had a conversation, and the rest was history.
So when you work with her, like, do you feel like you get a lot off your plate now? She's managing you, or how does that work for you?
The organization piece of it, I feel like, is the big lift for me. Like, I don't really like bother with it, you know. Even like for this, for example, it was just like she just told me where to be. Like, I show up, and that's it. So I kind of like get to like take the back seat and kind of enjoy the creative side of things while she handles like the promo side of stuff. So it balances itself out.
Get to enjoy more video games.
Hey, first of all, if I didn't have video games in my life, I'd be grumpy as hell, bro. Like, there's so much BS in the world right now. You just kind of need shit to like take your mind off.
Exactly.
Take your shit.
Your anger.
I'll take my anger out of it.
Mortal Kombat.
See me and Daryl play Mortal Kombat. I be beating his ass, bro. Daryl, you can't fuck with me, bro. I'm telling you. But nah, that's kind of like, can I curse on this?
Yeah,
you can say whatever, bro.
You've been cursing this whole time, and you're just now gonna ask that?
Because they typically they kind of. I feel like people give you a look like.
Have we been giving you that look?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's why he probably didn't even
I'm like, they ain't gave me no
realize.
look, so I'm like, all right, cool. But nah, man, you kind of need some de-stressors in the game for me. That's my de-stressor.
What do you think is like the most important part about looking like that you look into these artists before saying I'm gonna work with them?
I've learned that for me, it's just a certain sound. Like with Rarie, I really enjoy like his old school kind of hip hop sound, and I like how I can understand everything he's saying, not only in his songs but when he's performing. And he's telling a story. So like I feel like a lot of songs nowadays are just very random with how their verses come about, and with Rarie, he's telling a full story throughout that entire song that he just made.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, mushy gushy
I
inside.
I mess with it. Like I feel like for me, you gotta have people that believe in you, you know. And I feel like, you know, she's one of those people who kind of like pushed me. Like honestly, we're being honest. The whole what's it called? The draft day or the draft class showcase. I did not want to do that, bro. That was not something that I would. And how that? Okay, so how that even happened in the first place was Lee. He got booked for it first. He got booked for Tin Roof first. He put me on the card. We killed it. We like, you know what I'm saying? We killed it. Tin Roof was surprised as fuck. And they were like, damn, we want y'all back. So then we had a group meeting and we were like, oh, we weren't expecting them to ask us to return. What can we do now? So we basically were like thinking about like how we could make this show different. And we were thinking about, oh, we need a different headliner. We need, you know, all these different other artists that were in the city. We were thinking about bringing in, you know, other artists that aren't typically a part of our collective. We were thinking about shit probably paying for somebody that was actually well known. But then out of nowhere, me and Lee got into like a competitive discussion about who would.
I wouldn't call it a competitive discussion. Rarie was talking shit.
I was talking shit. I was talking shit and I'm like, shit. What'd I say?
You were like saying comments about how he headlined, and then he was like, okay, then you do it. And you're like, nah.
Yeah, basically I was saying like if I headline, I would bring more people out. But I was saying it as a joke.
Yeah.
I was saying it as a joke. And he was like, well shit, you should do it then. And I was like, huh? And he was like, yeah, do it. I'm like, nah. I'm cool on that. Cause like now I gotta put my money where my mouth is. Cause I'm like, oh shit. So then I'm like, nah. Then she comes out, yeah, Rarie, you should do it. And then I'm like, damn, you too. And then Daryl was like, yeah, bro, why don't you do it? So everybody on the call basically looking at me, and I'm like, I can't be no bitch. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. Then after we got off the call, I called her, I'm like, yo, I don't want to do that shit.
He called me immediately, and he's like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to do this. And then she was like, stop being a bitch. You can do this, which was different to hear her talk like that. So I'm like, all right, I got to do this. And then we made it happen. And I did bring out more people, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you did. I did bring out more people, by the way. But it was all a part of the competitive nature.
Competitive. You feel like that there is like some competitive with some stuff with you guys?
All the time.
For sure.
All the time. we have this thing where it's called lyrical exercise, and it's basically where like we play random beats and we each get like 15 minutes to like write something. Whoever has the worst verse is like, we're talking bad, like we're talking big shit. So we do that amongst like all of us all the time. Even like before we did the draft class cipher, or the draft class performance, we did a cipher. And we were talking about like who had the best performance, like, or who had the best freestyle of that. And so it's always, I think like that was between me, Lee, Daryl, Bobby J, and then Broderick. Broderick actually surprised the hell out of me with his cipher, and I was like, okay, but yeah, it's always competitive.
He sent me his portions, and he was like, call me the Black Justin Bieber, and I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Here we
It's
go.
cold. It's
Out of all of them, who's somebody that you listen to like the most out of all of them from your group? Yeah.
Out of like all the artists besides myself,
Yeah.
that's not fair because I listen to Lee the most.
Lee the most.
If I had to say, I listen to Lee the most because he's kind of like he's really good about being in your face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like since he's been putting out the most music consistently out of all of us right now, we give each other a lot of criticism and feedback on like, you know, certain songs. So I really listen to his songs to like kind of hear like certain things that I would change or certain things that he should add. So I would say Lee, and then it goes Broderick.
Broderick.
Mm-hmm.
Broderick's pretty good with content too, like the stuff he be posting.
Bro, he's one of those guys that's very like technical. He doesn't just post anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be like kind of like, at first I took that shit to heart, cause like we'll be like in public, and it'd be like something where we had captured a moment, he will not post the shit. I'd be like, bro, why are you not posting? He'd be like, bro, it's the image. I had to like really like understand, like he really understands like how to put a barrier between, you know, like the people that follow him, and like he basically like really feels like he's a superstar, as he should, and he knows how to like put that barrier there. He was like, nah, it's only a certain thing, you know what I'm saying, that I gotta put out there to keep this image, or like to make sure my image is there. So I'm like, yeah, he takes that shit to a different level. Him and Shaw. Yeah, I don't know who Shaw is.
I don't think so.
His name is like Life of Shaw. He's also from Kansas City, but he moved to California. Like there's certain people that I'm like, bro, I really admire like how they put that like star power shit like to a different level, and they're like one of the 2 people that I know who like really put that shit on.
Yeah, and it's good to surround yourself around people who can give you more game, you know, because then that makes you like keep going up from other artists that aren't picking up on little stuff. Definitely,
and it's all about bigging up. You know what I'm saying? Like just bigging each other up, because nobody's bigger than the program. And how I look at it is like, you know, and how we all I feel look at it is like if one person blows and like makes it, we all make it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't really look at each other like as it's a competition from like just a friendly competition, but like everybody knows like shit when it's time for us to really like make that leap, and you know it's time to sign that contract, whatever it is. Like if I go on tour, for instance, they're coming. Yeah. So it's kind of like we ain't really tripping off that type of shit.
And do you see yourself signing?
For sure. Yeah. I see I said that a little too fast. So yes, I see myself signing only because I've kind of like narrowed down like how I want my career to kind of go, and I feel like it's about having that machine behind me. I feel like I need a machine behind me to understand like the ins and outs of the business, because I'm very big on like observing things and like networking and picking up on certain cues and like just how things are supposed to go. So I feel like if I'm able to like get into the machine and have like that record label pushing behind me, it's like, okay, I know that you're supposed to have this person who does this person who does that, this amount of money allocated to this amount of money allocated to that. These are how the percentages are split up. This is how a contract should look. It's like when you kind of got like the game, kind of like an apprenticeship. That's kind of how I look at it. So I would look at me signing like an apprenticeship.
What would be the first thing you buy when you sign?
Man, see, real estate. To be honest, see, that's like the safe answer. But if I had to be like serious about it, the first thing I buy, I don't know, man. Like, okay, what you saying? How big is my check?
Let's say
couple million.
Like 2, 3, 4.
2.
Let's say 2.
If I got $2 million,
you buying a Rari?
Nah.
I was gonna say, how many Ferraris do you have to have before you find?
I think you gotta have an 8.
Oh,
you gotta have an 8 or 10. But I think you know what I'm saying. If I got a $2 million check right off the back, you know what I'm saying, 40% is getting taken by the IRS. So all right, that's gone. So I gotta put that up to make sure that's getting taken care of. After that, I probably say the rest is I probably say that 70% of that is getting put into some type of investment, and then the remaining 30% of that would be like shit. Probably like just
put it on blackjack.
Hey, if I hit it, I'm up. But if I lose it, I'm gonna come to you like, bro, why did you tell me pick that? Why did you tell me put that?
He's trying to make you lose it.
Man, like, bro. Nah, I'll probably get that shit away though. I probably would get that shit away, like probably to my family.
Yeah.
Like, I'll probably let my family get that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, if the investments that I make are like how I want them to go, I'll be like, cool. So motherfuckers can't say I ain't do nothing. Like, y'all got it. Y'all fucked it up. Let's go.
Would you stay in the city or would you move somewhere else?
I always have a place in the city. I always have a place in the city. I'm going through that shit right now. Like, I actually was probably going to move to California, like, next year. But I wanted to make sure, like, everything in the city was taken care of in terms of, like, my passive income. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, like, what I've been doing now is just really building up, like, all my investments in the city. So that way when I go out to these different places, if I want to just say, fuck it, I'm going to sit here for a minute, I know I got money just coming in. So, yeah. But
so do you feel like your sound's more in, you said California?
You feel like my sound is more? Are you saying do I feel like I have a sound in California?
Yeah, like is that the reason or?
Nah, I feel like it's just more so about like just being in those rooms where I see like more events happen. I feel like it's either between like California, Atlanta. I'm not really too big of a New York. I've actually never been in New York, but I just feel like people tell me that my sound would probably resonate with people in New York the most, but I just couldn't see myself living there, bro. Yeah. I just couldn't see it.
Have you thought about that though? Like, if you were to move, like, would you still manage him, or how would that work?
I mean, I would like to.
You just have to wait and see what happens.
I mean, it's always kind of worked out because he's always talked about California, and
Mhm.
California has been like my place that I want to land. And same thing with Asia. Asia wants to move out to California, so all kind of works out. But I mean, if he decides to go East Coast,
The thing is, like, I feel like I'm very big on, like, I don't burn bridges, and I'm also very transparent on things.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like me and her have had conversations where I'm like, yo, this, I don't think this will work, or like I don't think that'll work, or this maybe work. Like I'm very big on like being transparent and trying to find some type of common ground. So even if, like, let's say I did move somewhere, you know, and there was a better opportunity that probably like came along, there would be a conversation that me and her had like from the get, to where I would still want her involved in some way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I just think it's about having those tough conversations.
Yeah.
And I'm all about them.
I was gonna say you're pretty open.
Yeah.
Like when we've had to have like some tough conversations, and it's
Mhm.
always just been about openness.
Yeah.
Just being transparent with each other and just being open to what the other person has to say.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's hard to tell when, like, because, you know, there might be stuff that you don't want to do because, you know, you might not feel comfortable, or you're like, I just, like with the content stuff, is there ever a time where, like, you guys feel like you guys are going on and off, like, trying to decide to make a decision, like, set in stone? Or how do you guys go about that?
Honestly, just getting a response out of him through text is like the hardest thing ever.
I heard that. Somebody else has told me that.
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
To get a response out of me?
Yeah. Because
Really?
we DM'd you, like, a while back. And then you replied and then never replied again.
Get the
Who?
fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Well,
I know, but who's?
Not surprised.
Who was the person?
That's
I don't remember.
Lee. Sorry, Lee.
I don't
It was
remember.
probably Lee.
Probably Lee, but I don't remember. I don't want to say it's Lee when I don't know.
Man,
It was probably Lee.
Well, shit, it's true.
I'll blow his shit up.
It is true. The thing is, man, it's the game, bro. I'm bullshit.
The new Spider-Man.
I don't think we've had like any like disagreements about anything to where it's like, yo, do this or do that. Cause I feel like people know what I would do and what the shit I'm not going for.
Mhm.
So I feel like we ain't really had like no type of thing. I feel like she's pretty good at knowing like, yeah, he would do that, or no,
Yeah.
he's not gonna do that.
So I guess for anybody who's like trying to get a manager, you would advise them, it's just about, they have to see the vision that you're in, but also communicating and like having somebody who also believes in your goals and your dreams.
For sure, that's a big part of it, but also vetting. Like really like before me and her even did anything, it was a straight conversation of just like asking those questions that you really want to know the answer to. Like, who have you managed before? Is this your first time managing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what doors do you have? Like, cause for me, think about, and this is it's a two-side coin to it. It's like I hear a lot of people say like, I don't want somebody to manage me who can't do things that I can't do myself. That's cool, but do you even want to do those things yourself? So it's kind of like that. That's kind of like the thing for me. That's kind of like what I had to understand too. It's like, I don't feel like I want somebody to manage me, or I you know what I'm saying, that could go set up a show. I can call the damn show myself. But have you? You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, that's one of the things where you need a manager that's going to be able to like take certain things off your plate. You know, that's really all a manager does. Is they take things off your plate. They're able to identify certain opportunities that would fit well with what you're doing, or would align with what it is that you want to do. But I would say definitely like just vet, ask those questions, and be able to build, you know what I'm saying, some type of rapport at the very beginning. And you still want to have like that fine line between like friendship and business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I never like try to get them mixed up. You know what I'm saying? Business is business, friends is friends. You kind of just got to understand where to draw that line at.
Yeah. That was good advice because I know people ask us all the time, like, how can I find a manager? Mm-hmm. Is it something that like you go out of your way? And it's kind of hard because for every artist is different. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll be like, well, they found me versus like I found them type stuff. So yeah,
nah, for sure.
Yeah, I think from a manager standpoint, you have to be invested in their music. Because there's tons of people that make music nowadays, and there's tons of ways to get it out there. But if your manager isn't fully invested in, like, I was just talking about this on the other podcast I was on, like, I play his music and Asia's music and even Lee's music constantly because I love it. Mm-hmm. Like, my daughter knows some of Lee's lyrics. She knows the non-cuss words of his. So they gotta be invested.
Yeah. And that's what really needs to happen too, because like if you don't believe you're not invested in him, you don't believe in him, how can you even help him?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So
sure.
So yeah.
Is there where can they listen to your music?
You can find my music on Apple Music, Spotify, all the other different places under just Rarie. That's Rarie. And you can also just go to like my social media platforms, Instagram, under yours truly, Rarie. So yeah, you can find me there.
And then for you, is it just you that is a manager for Monarch, you said?
Yes.
Just you? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And where can they find you in case they're ever interested in?
So my personal one is TaylorJean.13. Monarch is Monarch Entertainment Co. I think that's what it is. Yeah. If not, you'll find it on my page. It's linked.
Alrighty. We'll make sure we link those below. So.
You're not
Yeah.
accepting nobody though. That shit gotta go through me.
Are you gonna bet everybody from now on?
Facts, bro. It's some trash. It's some,
He said, I ain't gonna get to it.
There have been some artists where I'm like, I'll listen to them, and he's trash. Immediately, I was like, okay, never mind.
But you know, but the thing is, music is subjective. You know what I'm saying? So everything. So it's like what I think is good. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can think it's trash, vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
But there is trash. Like, you know what the fuck trash is. Like y'all see podcasts, and y'all probably be like,
trash.
Yeah.
She said trash.
That's not good, bro. So that's another thing. Like just to before we even close up, bro. Like be real with yourself too. Like don't even waste your time. This music shit is hard. It's difficult, bro. And you are gonna get a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the biggest thing for music artists that I see is that you get a lot of people telling you yes. You got a lot of yes men that are in your group.
Yeah.
That'll be like, you can do this.
Yeah.
And they big your head up. And then like, you know what I'm saying, you get out there and then you really realize, no, this ain't it. Like this ain't it for you.
I'm laughing because when we were shooting with Sean and the Corrupt Angels, something that TC No Limit TC has said was like, you gotta tell your friend if he asks, because he should not be making music.
You do, bro. You do, because would you rather hear from me or hear from, you know what I'm saying?
Go out to the crowd and everybody's like, boo.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna boo you, or they just gonna be sitting there like
crickets.
That's the worst feeling ever, bro. So like for real, man, you gotta like really. You gotta be real
help
with
a friend
yourself.
out.
Yeah, help your friend out, man. Help your friend out for sure. That's what I tell you.
You got anything else?
No, we appreciate you for coming through. Appreciate you guys. You already shouted out, right? You already shouted out place that. But yeah, we're excited to see where the future takes you and see what's next on those 2 years that we talked about earlier. So
2 years.
I'm gonna bet it all on blackjack.
Blackjack.
Yeah.
I bet it all on myself. I put it all on. For sure. Now I appreciate y'all too, man. Thank you for having me.
That's funny.
Appreciate it.
I just put her on blackjack not that long ago too.
Yeah.
Hold on, you just not play?
No, like put her on like when you turn like.
When I turned 21, went to the casino and stuff, and he's been.
Have you gone before? Like after?
No, I haven't. But I just been playing like
time.
games online to learn how to play everything. So
you play poker?
Learning.
I don't know how to play.
Yeah,
You
poker.
don't know how to play poker?
Uh-uh.
Bro, if you know how to play blackjack, then you kind of know.
I just like blackjack and roulette.
So when you play blackjack, do you ever play the poker hands at the very top?
Oh, like the side bets?
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's poker.
Oh.
That's part of poker.
Oh, okay.
So it's like when you be seeing motherfuckers they'd put like a heart or something like that or whatever fuck up there, and they just hit like they're like 350. They'd be like, oh shit. That's part of poker. Right?
Yeah, we're fairly new. We're trying to learn. So
no,
make
I'm
some
an
money.
expert at blackjack.
I'm not that good. Like I'm not that good.
I'm new.
Yeah, I'm
new.
with you. I just be doing random shit. If it hit, it hit.
Yeah,
Rip-
if
what?
it hit,
If it hit. What I do is I do craps.
Okay.
Crabs.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'll be doing. That's because. Do you know what stake is?
What's that?
Online gambling.
Oh yeah, ain't that what Drake do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
So-
shit.
I think it's funny.
I've been
Everybody
doing
says
that.
Drake.
Yeah.
The first thing is Drake.
Shit, I've been doing that shit. Yeah, because I've been doing that since I was like 16.
He's been gambling.
Yeah, since I was
He has a
like,
gambling addiction.
No.
Is that
He has a
is
gambling
that illegal?
addiction.
No.
Like, don't incriminate me like that.
No.
Bro, you know a funny story is that I was gambling illegally too.
Really?
On a boat.
On
On
the
a
boat?
casino, they had on like a cruise line. They had a casino. It was the
Uh-huh.
Carnival. That's where
Yeah.
everybody go to. And they had a boat. And me and my dad, they had a casino, but me and my dad had the same name. So like I was using his identity to go gamble.
Damn.
And I was winning. I was
So
up.
underage gambling, identity theft.
Yeah.
I was,
Damn.
I was like 16. I was up too.
I
I
was
was
16
up,
too.
and I had all the like the little chips in my hand,
Uh-huh.
and like
Wait, what's up at 16?
I had like $600.
Like $20.
Yes, bro, I had $600.
Oh shit.
I was balling for
Yeah,
my
that's
age.
up.
I was balling like,
That's
fuck yeah. All you can eat, everything. And the
So
thing
is that how you got the money for real estate?
Tell me about it. Now, they took all that shit, bro. I told my dad about it. He was pissed. He was like, I'm Warner. I'm like, because he basically tried to say, like, no, that was me betting the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Pop, we lost it. Like, all the money's gone. Like, they took all that shit.
You.
Man, chill out.
Damn.
But it's cool, man. I got
Oh yeah,
some
we'll make sure to link your down tree down below, so then
For
they can listen to your Apple Music or Spotify.
Yeah.
But other than that, we appreciate your time. It was fun talking to you, and just
Appreciate you, man. Go stream 500 Degrees, man.
Yes.
Yeah, go stream that.
make sure you guys stream that. Other than that, guys, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe, comment down below if you have any
Yes,
questions,
sir.
and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.